Now we are headed into our a look ahead. We're going to talk some. Well, I mean, the NFL's back. That's really where my main focus is going to be. If you have some lines that you want to talk about, we might as well just kick it off with Thursday, right? I want to say this football season is going to be a very interesting one. For the fact the matter is, COVID is going to ruin a lot of lines, and it's gonna, a lot of bettors like to get in early before the lines have a chance to move and the lines have a chance to shift or the money has a chance to come in. And I mean, who knows? I mean, you got guys, big name guys like Kirk Cousins, not vaccinated. You have Cole Beasley, not vaccinated. So these guys could come into the facility on Monday or Tuesday after a game, get COVID, and miss the next 10 days. So that's really going to screw up the line. So if you took the Bills minus, 6.5, and then they're missing Cole Beasley, or you took the Vikings is probably a better situation if you took them, minus 3.5, and then Kirk Cousins is out. It's really going to screw up a lot of lines this year. So I mean, obviously we want everybody to be safe, we want everybody to be healthy, but don't mess with my money. All right.
I think it makes a good point that it could be in anything for I don't know. I'm curious, I guess, to see kind of how the money comes in. If the lines change a lot, like in the last, like you said, a lot of people like to bet early and bet before the trends or before the lines move. I'm interested to see if more money comes in much closer to game time, because they'll have accurate lineups of who's in and who's out, injury reports, and then when I say injury reports, I mean COVID reports.
Sure.
So somebody could have been in the protocol and in half an hour before the game, and then that gets other people. So I'm curious to see if there's a lot more action. I think there can be for lines very close to game time.
Well, I think the other thing is you get NFL bets or sport, like the NFL bets. I think you get a lot of guys that don't bet a ton of other sports. So they're not like the hardcore bettors. They're kind of just the guys that, oh, this is fun, I'll put $20 on a game and watch it or whatever. So, but it's back, and it's starting on a Thursday night. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Dallas Cowboys with Dak Prescott back at the helm. The Buccaneers are giving 8.5 right now. I'm looking at the line right now. It's 8.5. Over-unders 51.5. Do you have any thoughts on that game? Do you have anything you like or anything? Two scores is a lot in NFL football.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think about again, I haven't really followed a whole lot of the preseason stuff. I haven't followed a whole lot of the roster moves. So I guess I'm kind of shortchanging myself.
Well, Tampa Bay is the only team to return all 22 starters.
Exactly right. So and they were very good, obviously, last year, good enough to win a Super Bowl, which I think is the goal for most teams.
Sure.
So I think I think they're obviously a pretty, I don't know, nobody's going to use the D word for them for what they're doing down there right now, but they have a pretty powerful team coming back. So really, my thoughts on the lines are, I'm just going to kind of pay attention to what goes on. This is one of the games that I think the under might be in play. It's 51.5. Anything over 51 in the first week
in the NFL.
Over, you're talking about each team scoring a touchdown per quarter.
Points, yeah.
So it's for the first week of the NFL season, I think it's tough.
It does seem like a lot. Tampa Bay has the best defense in the league. They're every PFF,
and it's a Thursday night game.
It's a Thursday night game, but it's a Thursday night coming off of a 6-month bye, so I'm not super worried about that.
I'm just talking about the energy, the weird week.
I think the energy is going to be high because this is the first time we're allowing fans back, like a full capacity fans back in the stadium. Like, it's going to affect defenses more because they're not going to be able to, hear the count and things like that. It's also going to be able to, affect the road teams. The road teams really matter here. I got to tell you right now, and I don't think it's going to be a very popular bet as far as it goes. It's not going to be a very popular choice, I don't think, but 8.5 is a lot of points. I already took the Cowboys. I have the Cowboys. If Brady's going to lose a game, it's going to be early. It's going to be early in he started off last year. He lost to I think it was the Saints first week of the season. If he's going to lose a game, it's going to be early. And you have to remember, everyone talks about Tampa Bay as this dominant force or whatever. And they do have a ton of playmakers on both sides of the ball, but they didn't even win their division last year. The Saints won their division. They won the Super Bowl. So they won. They got it at the right time. They got they didn't. I don't know. To me, it was like
they sandbagged.
They're maybe a little, but they're not unbeatable, right? So they're not this team that's like you think if you look at it, like the New England Patriots when they were in their prime, you're like, oh, No one can beat them. But like these guys are not that unbeatable. So and Dak was having an amazing before Dak's leg gave up like the French. He was having an MVP season. He was having an MVP season. He would have been the number one if he would have just stayed on that trend or even declined a little bit. He would have been the number one MVP vote getter. He would have won. And so I honestly believe now that he's coming back, they get a little bit better on defense. They still have CeeDee Lamb, the Amari Cooper. They got Zeke. My bet is Cowboys plus 8.5. I'm not touching the over-under on this game. If you were to bet it, don't listen to Drew.
I'm not betting that. I'm just saying it's something to consider.
Bet the over and cheer for points. It's the first game back. You have to bet this game.
And then whenever it's 7-3 at halftime and you're heating up your microwave mac and cheese, just hating life, blame it on D-Nop.
I can take that.
But in all honesty, you've talked me into Dallas plus 8.5.
Then that's the point of this podcast. And remember, if you're going to put any money down, FanDuel Sports Book at the live casino. That would be the way to do it. My lock for this game, and I hate using the word lock because there's no such thing as a lock in football or in sports in general. My lock of this game, Drew, tell me if you like this because this just doesn't seem, it seems wrong. You can get it on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. It was like minus 120 last night when I did this. Tell me if you like this. Zeke over 13.5 carries. Does that seem low? Because that seems 13.5 carries. He's the number one back. He's the main back. Does that seem low?
Who else do they have?
Look it up. I know Zeke's coming back off an injury. Or no, he had an injury 2 years ago. He's back.
I was looking at the injury reports. Those actually look good for both teams. I didn't see any major omissions.
So Chris Godwin was, I think, supposedly on the injury for the Cowboys or for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know if he's actually going to go or not. I'm sure he'll go.
Yes, we got Zeke, Tony Pollard, Corey Clement, or Clement. Sorry, Corey, if you're listening to this. What's so funny?
He might be. I don't know. I don't know what your free time's like the day before a game.
But anyways, Corey's the third string. So Zeke, Tony Pollard, and Corey. So
Zeke's gonna get a lot of touches.
Tony could. I think 13.5. I don't know. I think that's low.
I think that's low too.
Especially if they're going to be winning at the end of the game.
They're not going to be winning at the end of the game. They're going to be losing by less than 8.5 points.
So he's not going to get a lot of touches.
I think that he will though, because they're still going to have to run the ball to set up the pass. That's just football. Oh. So that's where I'm at on that game.
But yeah, that wide receiver lineup: Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, and Zeke can catch the ball to the backfield.
Zach Martin's out at right guard.
Yeah, COVID. Star guard, but
that kind of stinks.
It does stink, but they're going to have to throw the ball a lot. So just quick releases. That's the game. That's Thursday night game. Like that one a lot. I got Cowboys plus 8.5. Talked it Drew into Cowboys plus 8.5 because we are degenerates.
I think I think for a prop there, I like over, if you can get over CeeDee Lamb catches.
What's it at?
I don't know, whatever it is. I think he's going to be the guy. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Derek and I just wanted to remind you to bet responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.